Welcome back to another video. Yes, I still have not fixed my camera yet. I have it at my house trying to test out a couple of different things, and I keep forgetting it to bring it here on Monday for this video. So y'all won't see me the entire video this time, but just to show y'all I still exist. Well, this really makes me look bald. That's bad. I promise I got hair still. But anyway, there's been some changes in the crypto market. Not the one to say I told y'all so, but told y'all you have to buy when there's blood in the streets. We had a lot of blood in the streets last week. People downright panicking that we missed the bull market. There's not going to be a bull market. Crypto's over with. Crypto went from 65 to 54,000, 55,000, whatever it was. Kept telling people that I just didn't see it going to this 50,000 or below that, like Gareth Soloway and them was saying. Not saying it can never go to that again in the future, but right now I just didn't see it happening. You know, everybody took their hits. A couple different things at one time that happened. All at the same time, that perfect storm brought it down to that 54, 55 level. And I didn't really see it going that much lower than that. So y'all, I was DCA in that whole time, and I'm up pretty good in my DCAs. So let's get on with this video, and we'll talk a little bit more about all that. So as usual, we usually start off with just a little bit going over the charts. Not that I'm a big TA guy. Y'all don't come here for that. But again, we like to see what these charts are doing before we start talking about all of our passive income projects. If we see that everything's on a trajectory up, and just to let y'all know, little cheat sheet, everything is going up. So if we see our projects going sideways or down, it might make you think, you know, a certain way about a project, but different things happen. We hope to see that everything's either moving up, or if it is steady, at least a little bit of an upward steady. So, you know, we'll see. So let's start taking a look at some of this stuff. So you got Bitcoin right here. And again, you know, when I did this video last week, this was where it was, about 54, 55,000. It had dropped down actually to the 2 days before that, 53,000. And I kind of felt that this was that perfect storm. And we've come back up, and you know, we're up about 15% since that point. And y'all know I like this 15-minute chart for some reason. And you see that, you know, we've had this nice steady kind of climb since Friday. Over the weekend, you know, some weekends it gets bloody, some weekends it looks good. Right now we're doing good. And, you know, I kind of like what I'm seeing right now. That's not saying that there can be some kind of news tomorrow that changes anything. We know that. Ethereum, we've seen that same kind of increase since last Monday. 16%, Bitcoin was 15%. So usually if these two are holding that, I'm expecting to kind of see that from the rest of our alts. Solana, another coin that I DCA'd in last week. Last Monday, it was actually, somewhere around there, 15, same thing, 15, 16% since last week. So Solana's that same thing. Y'all know I'm a big fan of Solana, despite what anybody wants to say. I think with all the projects going on with it right now, you're going to see this really go up. So, you know, I don't want to start quoting numbers like some people are doing. I've quoted them before. But always remember, none of this channel is crypto advice. If I knew what the hell I was talking about, you know, I wouldn't be sitting here doing crypto videos. I'd be on my private island. So, but Solana's one that I DCA'd into. Cardano had a little bit bigger increase than everybody else. You know, and if you even go up here, 21, 22% at one time. So it actually, you know, it did a little bit better than what some people did, but I've also feel that this is lower than it really should be. Personally, I am not DCAing anything more in Cardano. Y'all know, if y'all follow me at all during the bear market last year, I was DCAing a lot in Cardano and Atom. And now I'm just kind of sitting off the, I don't call residuals, but the staking percentages that I have on Exodus with this, and I have a lot of Cardano, a lot of Atom, and I don't have a lot of money going on right now. I got a lot of projects I'm paying for. So, you know, y'all know I'm DCAing into some other tokens, but just not these two. No, Atom is another one that I was just talking about. Is I'm not DCAing into Atom. I own a lot of Atom, and a lot of Atom, and for a long time it had like 22% staking. With Exodus, it now has, I don't even lie to you, I haven't even looked at it lately, 14-15%, and it's auto compounding. That's why I don't look at it. It automatically just goes back into it. But when you look at where this was at its all-time high, you know, you're down 85%. George talks about there's more tokens. It's messed up the tokenomics some, but if this thing could even get close to back to its, you know, all-time number, you're looking at a 7x from here. I mean, it's down 85%. So Cosmos has a lot of projects on it. You know, we talk about Soarchain later and all that. And I think Soarchain is one of the ones that's on Cosmos. Pretty sure of it. So it's got some very good projects going on it. And here's another one a lot of y'all are sleeping on. I know y'all sleeping on. I can read your minds where y'all at, because there's not a lot of people who talk about it. I don't know why. It was even like that during the last bull cycle. I told y'all to jump on some VeChain. I told y'all if it went below 2 cents, I was going to dump some money into it. It didn't get to that point, but it was up there. It's up 36% since my last video. At one point was up 45% since my last video. From the point that I DCA'd in on the Friday when I got paid, because Friday was payday, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, it was somewhere down here. I didn't hit the bottom. I'm not gonna sit and tell you I hit the bottom, but it was somewhere around here. I'm up 60%. Oh, I can't say that. Let me be honest. I'm up 51% in my DCA. Ladies and gentlemen, this was at 20 cents maybe during the last bull run. And let's see where it was at. 27 cents. It's down 88% right now. You know, that's a 9x from here. If it goes back to that. Y'all looking at some of these other goofy coins, trying to get 10x's out of them, stuff like that. You got VET sitting right here. And VET gives you, on Exodus, a little bitty small staking percent also. It has VThrow or something like that. VThrow in it, which is pretty good price also. That's the gas token for it. But don't sleep in no VeChain. AVAX has been kind of holding steady since last week. It's up 8%. So, hey, it's on its way up. You know, it was up to, you know, $20, $30 before it had this big drop. It's back up to $27 now. So, you know, there's a lot of people into AVAX, and that's another one I DCA'd into. So, you know, you go look back at where I purchased it in at, and it was about 7, 8 o'clock that night. So I'm up 8 or 10%, 9%, 8%, something like that. So you can see where our general charts are right now. All right, getting started with what our projects are. How they doing? For those that have followed me for a while, I have made the joke that I want to become the Gustapo of the Gulf. Now that I finally have, after him sitting on it for over a month, my host in Corpus Christi has finally gotten around to plugging in my device and actually hooking an antenna up, because he had it plugged in for a week while I was testing it. And then it's okay, you can plug in an antenna. Then the hurricane came, then work came for him. And this hosting has not been nowhere as easy. And I find they're nowhere as eager as I am to get certain things hooked up. So as y'all can see, I have finally got the Gulf, or about as much as the Gulf that I think I'm gonna be able to do from the United States, covered. I have a lot of number ones in here. This is basically off this one station that I have offshore right here. And not really offshore, but it's basically offshore. It is on, literally, I've told y'all, on the coast. I'm not joking. You can spit into the Gulf from where this fishing camp is. It is literally on the Gulf. That is what's giving me a lot of these number ones and stuff down here. you know, so. But now that he has this in Corpus Christi, this has only been set up for, tell you what, right now, literally, as of Monday at 5 p.m. Central Time, it has been hooked up for 24 hours. So what you're seeing right here was only covered on a Sunday at probably 4 or 5 hours before that epoch ended. And I'm very curious to see what this is going to look like now that you had a lot of Monday videos. I'm sorry, a lot of Monday airplanes going back and forth. One thing I have to give this is they have a lot of small aircraft in the Corpus Christi area. I did see one of the big boys with C-130s go through there. It had come originally started around this Port Arthur area right here, and it was made basically straight line to Corpus Christi. I didn't get a chance really to follow it too much past that. I don't know if it kept going or, you know, if it was just patrolling the Gulf, or the coast or something like that. But this blue line did reset this morning. I have been playing with some gains and different things like that, trying to up the gain just a little bit. But it does seem like there's very few aircraft in this area as I watched it throughout the day. This is the Texas-Mexico border right here. And there seems to be more here and a lot more here. And of course, I am hitting everything in that San Antonio area and north of San Antonio, which is that Austin area. So there is some trees at his house that are blocking the Gulf, of course, because that is my luck. But hey, when there's a host that's willing to help you out, and he's patient enough to say, hey, we'll work out a deal once Wingbits starts really paying wings in the future, you have to basically take what you can get. So there is a lot of aircraft right here, which I'm happy to get. So I am curious to see what this is going to be like tomorrow when I first, when I look into it. Tomorrow when I look into it. So, if you look at my reward, you can see as one of my other stations got back online, I started getting those, and then I only got 152 for yesterday in Corpus Christi, only being online for a few hours. Watching my stations, it's almost like they're in competition for each other. This is the one that's on top of my friend's 400-foot tower, and as you can see, it does very well. But now that I have my one in offshore back online, that's the Gorilla. And the Gorilla has slowly again, the Gorilla is only 10 feet off the ground. And I'm not lying to y'all. This is I showed y'all the video of me going to Home Depot, buying a piece of 10-foot top rail from a fence, or for a fence, and it's on top of that, 10 feet off the ground. You don't have to go, depending on what your area is, depending on what kind of, if you're on flat land, if you have trees, what you have around there, you don't necessarily have to go 200, 300 feet in the air. This is a perfect example. My this will be yesterday, my 10-foot antenna, 10-foot height, 325 wings, my 400-foot one, 217. So don't automatically assume you have to go stupidly high for some of these installs. So, and they're both running pies. They're both running, I think, blue SDRs right now. So that's enough about me right now. I'm going to talk a little bit more about Wingbits when we get to that section. But I just wanted to say, I've been busting my behind with a lot of this host stuff. A little more than I thought it was going to be. I thought I'd be able just to simply send somebody a station and be done with them, but no. In case anybody hasn't seen Total, this is my other station. So I am getting a few tokens from up here. And if anybody's going right here, you don't have to waste your time. That should be online shortly. All right, starting on our list. Starting with the usual, we got Helium IoT first, just because it's a way more established project. We know it's not going anywhere anytime soon. And I have to say, price has kind of remained, I don't want to say steady, but compared to where we were last week, we recently had this surge in the last 24 hours or so that has brought it up. And, it was steady this is the 7-day chart. So it has been kind of moving up. I don't know if there's any kind of news. If y'all know news, hey, please tell me. Kind of briefed around a little bit. I don't know if this just has to do with the, we didn't see this kind of increase. We had a 20% increase today in this, and basically 20% over the last 7 days. So it's hey, I'm happy to see it. Y'all know I have a lot of IoT. I have 17 miners still going. My 17 miners are doing about 6,600 IoT a day. Some do a little bit more, some do a little less, but they're averaging, a couple of hundred IoT a day. That's bringing me in a whopping $4 a day. Hey, it's $120 a month. And that's 28 cents. I want to make sure I go over this because I saw somebody on Discord the other day talking about this again. People wanting to get into dual mining and wanting to buy sense caps, which, hey, I still say sense caps is one of the best devices out there for Helium. Some say the MNTD golds. I have to agree with that too. They were very good, but you're going to spend $150, if not more, for one of those devices that's going to take you 500 days to ROI, when you can simply buy a Pi 4 or a sweet potato, or love potato, but sweet potato, and skip the Helium mining and work on your multi-mining from there. That's just my 2 cents on that. But you're right. We never know what's going to happen with Helium. Normally in the past, y'all have seen in my past spreadsheets that in the past, I was converting this to Solana almost every week. And for those who caught my video last week, there was a whale that had been accumulating BHST, I think, and he dumped a decent amount of it that dropped the price like a rock. And I have been buying it ever since. So my little $4 a day, 6,600 IoT, when I get this every evening, I'm converting it straight to BHST and accumulating my BHST. I have a very good amount of it. Make sure everybody knows that. I talked about that before. In my video last week, I put in bold blue red letters that I own this token. When I talk about BHST, if you're watching this video, you know that I own a lot of these tokens, but they still got these people who watch all these YouTube people and then get upset when they find out that their YouTuber bought them, sold it, whatever, accuse them of manipulating and all this other goofiness. You're watching YouTube people. What do you think they're doing? I'm not talking about these tokens if I'm not interested in them. I just don't understand. Sometimes I think people want to make excuses and blame their ill decisions on other people. But right now I'm converting to BHST, and I'm probably going to keep doing that throughout the week. Y'all know I got a decent amount of Solana, but when there's a token that I really want to accumulate, that's what I'm going to use this IoT for. And right now, I am buying BHST at the price it's at. Not financial advice. That's just what I am doing. Going back to, we talk about Helium Mobile and Helium just because they're all kind of related. Helium Mobile is up 10.5% over the last 7 days. Today was up 10%, up 10% for the last 7 days, and up 20% for the month. We did see this nice surge. That was before my video last week. That didn't really hold. Hey, it still hasn't dropped to what it was before that. So we'll see what happens with that. H&T also. H&T up 20% in the last 7 days. I still hold a lot of it. I'm trust me. If this can go back to $40, I can tell you right now what I'm doing. I'll tell you right now, if it goes up to $40, I probably won't hold any more Helium anymore. Not financial advice, but I'm not taking that chance again. If it's when this starts going over $25, $30, if it does, y'all gonna see me sipping them profits. I told y'all this bull market, whenever it starts, whether it's after election, whether it's after New Year's, y'all gonna hear me talk about sipping profits. I'm not gonna watch my wallet drop 90% again like I did in the last bear market. I'm not going through that again. So you let Helium start going back up. Hey, it's got all these projects behind it. You got people using the network, the IoT network and the mobile network. we'll wish for the best. All right, next we're going to talk about WeatherXM. I'm up to about 160 tokens on WeatherXM. I've been making that 3.5 per day, 3.2 for my device, then the 0.3 for being part of beta. I'm actually was at 100% mining for 7 days. I know I complain about that every week. I don't touch this thing. Literally do not touch it at all. It has not been touched since it got installed. Even the little device that's on top of my desk shelf, I do not mess with it. And there's days it goes 2 or 3%, 2 or 3 days it goes down to like 80% for some reason. It's wonky. But anyway, so current price is, around 74, almost 75 cents. At the last video we did, it was at 78 cents. So, hey, it's come down a little bit. I really don't know that much about the purchasing. If they're purchasing with, are they burning, or are they purchasing with, what they're selling? I don't know. But there was some nice buying pressure up in here, which I like to see. That tells me that there's somebody going to be buying it. There's been $500,000 of trading volume. That's a good thing also. Now, whether or not what you want to do, for people who might be looking into it, if you like the weather and you need a weather station, so to a buddy the other day, he's looking for a weather station for his house. He lives got a house on the lake, wants a weather station for it. He's also kind of into crypto. He don't buy a little bit here and there, but nothing like as passionate as some of us are. But I said, hey, if you can spend $300 or $400 on one of these other weather stations, get this one. You make a itty bitty amount of crypto. That's what it's there for. You're not going to get a Lambo with it. But if, you're trying to buy a $25 or $30 weather station from Home Depot or somewhere, then don't bother with this one. But if you don't mind spending that kind of money, which he has that kind of money to be building on Lake Punch Train, that's all for him. So I don't know what he's going to do. NATIX. I did some videos on NATIX. I had a couple of little smart, comments, and I fired right back because y'all know I'm not about all that. But I need people to understand how far they have come in such short little time. I need certain other projects out there to recognize and to learn from NATIX on what they're doing. NATIX has been on mainnet for what, a couple of weeks at that, and they're already on CoinMarketCap. You have projects. I complain every week that Fry has been out for how long now? A year, 6, 8 months, 10 months, I don't know. And they're not even on here. They're still not on here. WeatherXM is still not officially on here. They track the price. They're not on here. Even GEODNET, last I looked. I'll take that back. I'll say it. GEODNET is now on here. Before they weren't, if you saw in my previous videos. So GEODNET's on here also. But they've also been out a lot longer. But NATIX, the fact that they're on here is huge. And people can complain all they want, but you got into a free project that did not cost anything. Anything. Right now I'm sitting on $125 worth of NATIX for a project I didn't pay a single dime to get into. Now, I run it every day. I run it when I do all the little challenges and that kind of stuff like that too. One thing I don't agree with is, and I thought this was ending, but again, if they got some people here who are way deeper in NATIX than I am, who may be in the Discords and stuff like that, I'll be honest with y'all. Y'all can see from the lack of videos in the last week, life has been stupidly crazy for me. Stupidly crazy. I'm back deep into this ham stuff, trying to get some ham stuff back online and these repeaters and stuff, like as if I needed one more thing to do. I had 4 hours of sleep at night, and I guess I ended up finding something to do those 4 hours too. But one thing I don't agree with is the way it looks is you're still accumulating points. And then at the end of the month is when you get your NATIX. So is that not just going to cause a lot of people to dump NATIX at the end of the month? Can you not pay NATIX? Do we still have to do this point thing and not pay NATIX once a week maybe, or maybe just 24 hours. Like I don't understand. And I know they're not paying, because I was at 158,000 last week and I'm at 158,000 this week. So I just think that's a recipe for disaster. But what do I know? I'm not in charge of any projects. So, but I did go down in rank. So I did improve. You know, I was at 800 something last week. I'm at 720 something this week. I increased my points. But again, my NATIX didn't move at all. And, you know, 158,000 NATIX I got since July 1st at 0.0008. I'm at $125. Hey, again, it's a project for free. I don't know what these points are going to accumulate to. I don't like the way that they're doing this right now. Y'all know me. I'm grumpy. I'll find something to complain about, but I just don't care for this whole, hey, we're going to dump these tokens at the end of the month to y'all, because you know what's going to happen. They are supposed to be giving us some kind of bonus for airdrop or something that's going on. The longer you hold your tokens, I've held 100% of them. You know, I just don't see no reason to be getting rid of these tokens right now. A lot of this stuff, I'm not touching a lot of this stuff until the bull market comes. I'm dead honest with y'all. Moving on to DIMO. DIMO, I have to give them, you know, credit where credit is due. DIMO has stayed kind of the same price the last like 3 weeks in a row. You know, you're looking at 17 cents, 17.5 cents. And last week it was at 16 cents. So it's come up actually 5%. So it's been down and up and down and up. This is for the last month. It's only down 3%. So it has recovered. It was down here for a while, and we were talking about it. But 18 cents a month ago, 17 cents now. Hey, I'm not saying, you know, we back on the road to this 50-cent level, but hey, I might not cancel it if it goes back to that. But I still think the fact that it's held throughout this time is a good thing. You know, we'll see what happens with it. Y'all know my number one complaint. Hate to sound like a broken record. I apologize, but I'm up to 359 tokens. You know, that's 50 more tokens I got again this week. That's equal to $231, which means I still have not ROI'd. And I'm going on 7 months now, 7.5 months that I cannot ROI on an $89 device. I think that's sad. That's just me. 39 cents a day. You know, you can't even feed a poor family for that. I got 3 devices, getting about 18 per week. Again, I keep telling y'all every week, this math does not add up. When you look at where it was the last week, it was at 97 point something. So I even started this week writing down the 99 point something. I don't understand how you're getting 3,000 and now increase. But you look at the week before that, it was at 94.5 thousand. So that's not 3, it's like 2, little 2.5. But you know, this number's written all the way out, 3,000 and something. But not that I care. I'm just saying, like, I don't understand. You have 2,000 more cars connected, but 3.3 thousand increase. Does that mean there's 1,000 people a week that are disconnecting this thing or going offline or getting booted from the project? That's how I don't understand that. I don't understand how you go from 97,000 to, you know, 97,000 with a 3,000 increase, 3.3. You should be at 100,000, and you're not. And trust me, if they had a 3.3% increase for 100,000, you'd be hearing all kinds of stuff. We now have 100,000 connected, but you don't. So why is there a mismatch in these numbers? I don't know. I tell you all the time, you know, I do have a code if you want to join DIMO still. Hey, it is an easy project. You throw the little device. I have to say, it's one of the easiest projects I've done because I don't have to touch it. You update it about once every 3 months, but it goes in your OB2 port. Mine works off the Helium network. I have a bunch of Helium devices. It's easy to use. Hey, does DIMO go back to any kind of price where it was respectable? Anything can happen in the bull market, and it might be worth it. If you think it is, I have a discount code. I have a code in my description below. It gives you some bonus tokens when you join up, and it gives me some bonus tokens for talking you into it. But that's where DIMO is. Hey, $89. I spent way more than that on dinner this weekend for my wife and my daughter and I. We went out to eat. My son wasn't with us, and I spent way more than $89. So hey, $89 or 90. I think they're 90 something now. I had my special $89 because you bought 3 or more. I don't know if they have that special anymore either. But so $99. You throw it in there, and some people have no problem. They're taking 6 months to a year to ROI on the device. They feel once they ROI, they end all in the bonus after that. That's on you. Chirp. My Chirp device has been set up. It's just sitting up there collecting. I had one issue with it. I don't know what it is. Is that on one epoch, which I don't even know how long an epoch is because it's longer than this. We're not on the 9th day, so I don't know how long an epoch exactly is. Shame on me. But because you can see this whole time I was available, but yet I didn't get any tokens this day. I'm gonna have to put a ticket in or something. If anybody else knows, hey, please feel free to tell me. I know that my network was never down. I have a separate network here. I always tell you all that I pay for through an internet provider for all my little goofy projects so they can be completely separate from anything else I do. This is on that same network. And yet, it can't be that I didn't have network because you can see down here the availability. So, I'm at 99.6, 99.2, and I don't even know why that is. It should be at 100%. My network is backed up with fiber, UPS, generator. It should never, ever, ever go down unless I flat-footed, flipped across something and actually pull something out, which I don't think that's possible. So I do have to inquire on that. But hey, I have no idea what these tokens are worth. If anybody has any idea what Chirp's going to be worth, please let me know. My hope and prayers are that this ends up doing the same thing as Helium, and I can retire early. But right now, we're just chirping along with Chirp. I keep telling y'all, my plan is, as of right now, is when NFTs go back on sale at some point, my goal is I am buying an additional Chirp miner. One, I'm not going crazy like with Helium, but I want to put one of these in another location that I have set up already. That I think is going to be an ideal location as long as somebody else don't have one there yet. So that's my goal. And then I'm done after that with Chirp. Like, I'll have 2 stations set up. They probably won't be even close enough to talk to each other. I'm not concerned with that right now. I just think the other place will be a viable location, and to be honest with you, I have 2 locations. One of them's going to be downtown New Orleans, because I'm like the only one in Louisiana. I'm the only one in like the deep south of the United States. So, but I know that's not going to last, but we'll see. So that's my tokens I got so far. There is a big airdrop campaign starting. You can get involved in that even if you don't have a device, from what it appears. There's just a bunch of little challenges and Twitter shares and different things like that. That's a way to get some tokens. You might want to look into it. Wingbits, we discussed Wingbits. I don't know what my cumulative 30 days are for Wingbits, but for the last 7 days, I'll just track it like that. I'm at 8,800. Before I was at 8,200. So for the 7 days, so now my last 7 rolling days, I'm at 8,800. Again, I had my 2 very good devices offline for the last 5 or 6 days, which was my Grand Isle station and my new station in Corpus Christi. Those have recently just went online the last day or 2. So I'm expecting a nice, significant increase when I give you all this report next week. Wingbits, the only announcement really from Wingbits has been that there seems to be a lot of aggressive scammers going on. And I'm gonna tell you, I can't stand scammers or any hackers, and there's a special place in hell for them. And I truly believe that. Recently, my ham network that was here, I didn't realize some things had some default admin passwords, and I got 2 or 3 things that got hacked. Again, that's on its own separate ham network that I get from this ham association thing or something like that. So the most they could do was get in there and change some goofy settings to where stuff didn't work no more. I wiped it, threw the hard drive away, put it in. That's what I've been dealing with for the last 2 or 3 days, all weekend. And I just think there's a cold place, dark place, hot place in hell for any kind of scammers or anything like that. Do it the right way. But I know looking at the Discord, there are a lot of people who are getting DMs from people. I try to, if I'm a DM you, asking you about either helping you with your device or question, you know, if you got questions or anything like that with the Wingbits, I'm telling you in the Wingbits Discord first, hey, I'm going to DM you to talk to you there. Some people don't want to put all the information and answer questions on the regular Discord because everybody thinks they know everything. So I'm telling you when I DM you, if I don't tell you that I'm not DMing you and you don't confirm it with me, I'm telling you right now, do not answer it. Do not answer it on YouTube. Do not answer it anywhere else. I'm not randomly just DMing people. So, you know, and then you can be able to tell how many servers we're in together or anything like that because I'm in a lot of other servers also. So please be careful of that with the Wingbits team. The DM from the scammer is called Wingbits. And Wingbits is telling people they're not DMing you. If you have a problem, open up a ticket and they will go through the official ticket system in the Wingbits Discord. So please be careful of that. Moving on to Soarchain, I'm up to 1,861 TSOAR. Hoping this goes to mainnet sooner than what they announced. They announced it in September. I don't know why they announced it that far away. It seems like this project has been ready to go since then. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but again, I'm running this thing constantly. Not really when I'm parked as much because, you know, I'm not leaving my phone in the car, even though I know the thing runs. But when I'm in my vehicle, before I pull out my driveway, I make sure this thing is linked up, ready to go. It is just second nature to me now. People complain about it, but you know what? It's just habit now. When I get in my car, I turn on my personal hotspot on my phone. It connects right away. I'd go make sure I have double greens and on the app, and I'm going. And that's basically it. Only announcement I saw from Soarchain is they have some kind of Telegram bot live thing. You'll get some TSOAR and stuff like that. I'm not messing with it, but top 5 participants with the best post will get $100 each. There you go, man. You know, they had a live space X with their co-founder and CTO Dennis, and that's about it going on with Soarchain. Again, I like this project. I'm still doing it just because there's not a lot of exciting things to discuss. I'm still doing it. If y'all interested in Soarchain, I have a discount code to give you a couple of dollars off down in my links below. Hey, go check it out. So Silencio, I'm up to 111,000 tokens. That's 4,000 more since last week. It's been a down week. I'm not gonna lie to you. This project is a project that I really, really like, and it just frustrates me to death. I don't know why. I lost about 80 points in the rankings in 2 days, and I don't know how, and it POs me because I run this thing constantly. Again, you know, I'm not saying accuse people of their gaming or how they would even game this thing. Hey, it's not paying out, so I'm not going to cry too much. But I just know as I run this thing constantly, I run it inside my house. As I got to tell you all every week, I'm sorry to repeat myself. Every week I'm running it. Every day I'm running it. At the restaurant when I go eat lunch, and when I go home and eat dinner, and when I'm outside cutting the grass, and if I'm outside just doing other goofy stuff. I've been working on a lot of ham radio antennas and repeaters and stuff like that. And I'm running this thing constantly. I set a timer on my watch, 30 minutes, I reset it, and I do it some more. And I lost 50 points, 60 points, whatever it was on the ranking. I just want somebody to explain to me how that's possible. What are they doing? If I wasn't doing anything, I can understand it. But how are they passing me up like that if I'm running and accumulating points? One thing I did notice is the week before that, you know, when you run your 30 minutes, and after you can press the 3 boxes on the bottom, week before that, I was getting some 5Xs. I even got a 10X at one point. So with my bonus, You know, I was getting, you know, 40, 50 tokens at 10x, which means it was like 400, 500. This week, I've been watching it the last couple of days. I've been getting 1x, 1.2, maybe a 1.4 every now and then. I'm not getting these crazy ones. Are they giving that to some newer people? Is that how I'm getting passed up? Are they doing, you know, we don't have a lot of event type of places to go and do those. And are they doing those versus I'm not able to do that? I don't know, but I just think that's it's just weird. Hey, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. This thing ain't paying out nothing, but it's still something that just a question. Silencio is talking about they have some newsletter that dropped. If you want to go read the newsletter, talked about that video last week, but if y'all want to go read this newsletter, knock yourselves out. They got a video about some guy named Sam, and that can't spoil too much for now, but you shouldn't miss out on what Sam has got to share. When mainnet, that's all I can say. So in one of my previous videos, I started talking about Upside. It's a non-crypto related project. I understand that, but I have a code in my description below on how to join Upside. And I did, like I said, I did a video on it about driving for the July 4th weekend. And I think only 1 or 2 people took advantage of it. I've been doing this for a couple of months now. Hey, $85 ain't a lot of money, but you got to get, majority of y'all drive vehicles. You'll have to get gas anyway. So I make sure I get gas at a gas station that's featured on the Upside app. Some give more cents per gallon. And when you're driving a truck that needs 30 to 35 gallons of diesel, that adds up pretty quick. So Upside is an app that if I'm sure you've seen the commercials and stuff like that. Hey, to me, it's another passive income type thing. And that's why I want to keep sharing it with y'all, because for people who might commute a lot, hey, look, it doesn't matter if you're using a fleet card for work or a credit card for one of the gas stations or your regular card or anything like that. You can submit it, and it's very easy. Before you start pumping it, you press the button on the thing, and when you're done, you press the button after, and that's it. In 2 or 3 days, it shows up in your account. So I'm gonna start tracking it to try to talk y'all into it, because I think a lot of y'all get gas, and it's something that y'all could easily be benefiting from. If you don't care for it, you skip over it, like probably half the stuff you skip over now. So moving on to GEODNET. I got my GEODNET miner in Friday. So I did a quick video on it arriving. It took, forget how many weeks it was. I lost count at some point. It definitely was not the 6 to 8 weeks they said it was going to come in. I've been kind of going back and forth. I'm not as eager to install this thing like I was at one time. Hey, blame that on me. Price has been kind of steady over the last 7 days. You know, it was at 15 cents last week. It's at 15 cents this week. I'm not going to argue with that. For the month, it's down 15%. But, you know, this thing took so long to get in here. I ordered it back in May. And was it April? Might have been April. I don't know. I was hoping to get in before the halving in July. Halving occurred, and that killed the rewards. I wanted to put it where they had some, in my area, they had, at one time when I was eager to get this thing in, they had this super hex right here. It was paying out pretty good. Since I started discussing it, they've had not 1, but 2 miners show up. So, of course, the 2 building rooftops that I have access to in the Baton Rouge area are all in this hex. I'm not going to split it, because then I'll be splitting, you know, and then it's only like it's only a 2x now, which is technically what the rewards were to begin with, since they have them. And then you'll be splitting with this guy. So, you know, now I have this kind of whole area right here to deal with. When you know, look, I put up some Helium devices. I put up Wingbits devices. When there's one tree or a water tower in the way of a certain direction, you don't worry about it, because you got the rest of the area you're capturing. This project wants completely 360-degree, completely free sky from the horizon out. I know it's big 10 degrees, but let's just say it's horizontal. And when I go and look at all my sites, I really don't have that. I, I've been going back and forth on where to put this at. Plus, Friday, there was an announcement on their Discord that there was a problem onboarding new devices. So I can take my time anyway. I do have access to a building top in New Orleans where my buddy has a helium miner at now, but it's in this hex. There's already one in that hex. Of course, he lives on the lakefront. He has a Wingbit station also, so we can capture this airport. And guess what? There's a Wingbits, there's a GEODNET device here. So my other buddy who has a device here, because he captures this area here, and he has a helium miner also. That's my other buddy that's in crypto with. There's a miner here. My family member that lives up here with a Wingbits miner, she has so many trees around that ain't gonna work. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't want to put it somewhere where it's gonna get, you know, messed up. My Corpus Christi station, I'm not gonna tell you the exact location of it, but let's just say it is very close. It is disgustingly how close it is to this hex that I almost cried, because he was willing to put this up for me until I got his exact address. And let's just say that he could honestly spit on the blue X, but you know, he's not in the blue hex. So, and as y'all saw earlier with the Wingbits, he does not have clear line of sight also. So, you know, and there's a part of me that says with only, I have 2 or 3 hand buddies that live, around this area. But for a 2x hex, is it really even worth it at what this is paying right now and what I'm being told the rewards are right now? I don't know. So I think my plan as of right now is, one day when it's not 217 degrees outside like it's been the last day or two, I'm gonna just throw this thing up on the roof where I'm at now. It's got this little roan tower. It's only about 20 foot high. I can climb that. At least I think I can. And I'm gonna put it up there and see what kind of percentage it is. If it's really bad, I know there's like a level, like a 97 or 98 or 92 or something percent that you have to be under with 30 something satellites or something like that. I'm gonna look deeper into it. I'm not gonna guess. Just don't have that in front of me for this video. But my plan is to put it up and just see what the percentage is. Hey, if it's a good enough percentage, it might just stay up there. I know a lot of stuff is wanting to be for farmers and stuff. There's a lot of farm area in between, where I live and work at and stuff like that. This whole area, this West Bank right here of the river, is basically farmland. All this white you see right here is basically farmland. All this white up in here is basically farmland. So from what I understand, there's a lot of farmers using this stuff. I know they do satellite guiding for their, the rows and crops and all the stuff like that. Would it be better for me to try to get a spot up in here versus, up in here, or versus here, or versus here, where I work at, or where I got a ham access to a building where one of my Wingbit stations. Yes, I know I'm rambling. I'm sorry I'm rambling, but that's just what I've been racking my brain with. When you look at the usage map, there's some pretty good distance. And yes, this is all farmland up in here. This is Baton Rouge and New Orleans area. So, hey, a station right up in here would actually solve, actually fill this gap with, a little darker green coverage, 2 centimeter coverage, it says. So there's a part of me that I'm thinking about putting this, I live right up in here. I got a 40-foot roan tower behind my house. It's got one little tree next to it. Contemplating possibly putting it there. I just don't know. It would fill in this gap perfectly. So I don't know. Moving on. HIVEMAPPER honey, again, rinse and repeat of what I tell y'all every week. I don't know what I want. You know, hey, the HIVEMAPPER token's up 4% today. It's holding steady. Last 7 days, it's up 14% from 5 cents to 6 cents. Overall for the month, still down 6%. I've told you before, I keep repeating it over and over. I don't know what I want to do. This thing is not even close to shipping yet. Please, if y'all are running, if y'all are getting new streets, tell me what kind of reward y'all making. I don't know what I want to do yet. 65 cents a token or whatever it is right now, 66 cents a token. My bonus is still at $260 after 260 miles, 2,000 kilometers, 1,200 miles. Again, I drive back and forth to work, occasionally. I got meetings and stuff that are going to be on different roads. Those roads are covered, but like I say every week, the main 2 or 3 roads that go through this area, the interstate, 1 or 2 major U.S. highways and state highways are covered, but every street that's not those 3 streets I told y'all, 3 highways, is not covered yet. And I wish I knew just by driving down those streets what I would get for mapping, and see what's worth my while or not. If this thing was coming in next week, I would keep it coming. But I got a trip next month. I got a computer build I still have to finish. Got some ham stuff I gotta repair. That $450 will come in handy, and I just don't know what I want to do yet. So, well, I don't know. All right, Bit Harvest, they're rolling along. Some of y'all missed it, but they have now included Fry, or that's coming out. I'm ashamed to say, I don't know for the general public if that firmware has dropped. It was supposed to drop over the weekend. And I'm sorry for not having that answer for you. I know there's people asking questions about it in the Discord, which makes me kind of believe that they possibly have had it drop. I know they got some cases and stuff like that. If you want the cool case that says BitHarvest Studio on it, they got some cool t-shirts and stuff that they've come out with, which I think they're pretty cool. One of the guys that was in the Discord a lot, they kind of brought him along just to kind of do this design stuff. Again, I failed art. I might need him to help me out with some of this YouTube stuff. So again, they added fraud. They had the token issue where, somebody dumped it, and I have been purchasing it. Somebody discusses it here. Make sure if you do decide to purchase some BitHarvest Studio token, make sure you are purchasing the one that has BHST in the front of it for the token address. I'm doing it all on Solana. It's a Solana token, all on Phantom. And I just use the Jupe extension for Jupiter. And I am transferring either Solana or my IoT, like I was saying earlier, every day, and transferring that into my BitHarvest. I've been doing it every day. So that's $4 a day over a week, 20-something dollars worth. I also took some Solana that I had from something else that I was playing around with. I converted that. And I also went on Coinbase. This was right when it first dumped. And I bought a pretty decent amount of Solana, turned immediately on Phantom, and converted that to BitHarvest Studio token. So I'm sitting pretty cool with my BitHarvest Studio token. So that's that. So y'all know me, I'm not really messing around with Fry at all. So somebody asked about a how-to video about purchasing the license and putting that on a BitHarvest device. I'm not purchasing a license now. If they want to give me a license to be able to do a video to show how to add that to a BitHarvest device, hey, anything's possible. But I'm not purchasing a license at this point when the reports I'm getting are people making 20 cents a day or less. Now, the one thing about Fry is right now, one thing I don't know the difference with Fry is, the satellite miner is the part that BitHarvest is affiliated with. There's an indoor miner, and that indoor miner makes 82 unverified token a day, supposedly. 248 verified. They're not, nothing is verified with Fry yet. And that was supposed to come at some point soon. I don't know when that's coming, but you have an indoor satellite monitor, and then you also have this outdoor satellite monitor. I don't know what the difference is. You also still have to purchase the GPS dongle and that kind of stuff like that. So with BitHarvest, you're going to have to purchase that anyway. If you purchase this from Fry, you have to spend $250 for this repurposed HP computer, which I'm assuming has the license on it, where you can do a BYOD license, purchase it, and then get your satellite miner license there to put on BitHarvest. From what I've always been told, especially like when people are talking about the weather stuff, with the weather miners were getting a certain amount of tokens. Let's see what it says right now. 215 per day. But if you bought the license and added that license to your WeatherXM, you weren't getting nowhere near this. So I don't know what that is going to equivalent to going to Harvest Studio. Again, some people like to just to have that option. There you go. You have the option now if you want. But right now, Fry, Fry's 127. I talked about Fry a little bit earlier. The fact that Fry still is not on after all this time, they are still not on CoinMarketCap. And I just don't understand, what they need to do to get this done. I'm very bullish on Fry. Why, dude? Hey, man, share it. If you got something that you need to share it. I'm bullish on Fry. Really? It's two different names, yet it's written exactly the same with the symbols and everything. Come on, man. So over the past week, you had Fry at 0.0011, and it's at 0.0012, almost a 1.3. So it has a tad bit of an upkick. Remember, with CoinGecko, this number right here is only for the last 24 hours. It has nothing to do with 7 days. So it is up a tad for the 7 days. I don't know how much more y'all want me to say about Fry. It seems like people ask me my opinion. When I give my opinion, people are not upset. I can tell you, if you want to be that honest with you, there is no way possible that I'm buying any of this stuff. There's no way. Not until, and if it's too late, it's too late. But not until this verified thing ends up coming, and they can tell me what I'm making a day. But right now, and this is one of their better miners. Right now, you're making 13 cents a day on this miner at today's price at the unverified. And I'm told by people who comment on my videos or in the Facebook group we're in that they're getting less than what this number is. But we're gonna go off what this number is: 13 cents a day, 42 cents a day. About, compared to at least what my calculator says. So is that 500 days to ROI on this? That's for y'all. That's not for me. BYOD, the license, if y'all really want to, somewhat, if y'all just want to be involved in this project and stick it on something else, or you can stick it on your own computer. If you have a computer like this, you can do it. Then you got to buy the peripherals for it, the antennas and stuff like that. But hey, taking chances in these projects is what it's about, I guess. Grass, I'm not even wasting my time with grass. Y'all wanted me to add it back. Here it is. It's added back. No tokenomics, nothing. The end of the epoch, it says something about the end of the epoch, and they got 2 million people involved in this. 2 million people, yet there's still no tokenomics. The team's not doxed. But hey, it's free. I'm not putting it on any networks. And if grass turns out to be something worthwhile, I'm not saying it's never, ever going to turn out to something, but to turn out something worthwhile with the people who hold in millions and billions of tokens, it'll be a gigantic surprise to me. But that's it. I can't stand this camera. That's why I didn't show it. I look like I got a cone freaking head. So I guarantee by next week, my other camera will be back, or I'll be buying another one, but I'm not using this camera no more. But I know this was kind of, I would say, quick. Before Monday video was kind of quick. Not really a lot of new news to go over. Not a lot of exciting price action. A lot of things to grab our attention is maybe some things going on behind the scenes, but we'll see. So hopefully I'll get more videos done this week. Just a lot of things going on. I don't want to put, I've told you before, I don't want to put videos out just for the sake of putting videos out. I'd like to have stuff that's going to be interesting to y'all. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully I get this GEODNET station up. I can do a little video on that. I don't think I ever put a video out on my Chirp and installing that one. I got to figure out where I'm at with that. But other than that, y'all have a great week. Hopefully anybody who was affected by the hurricane and stuff, I know Fluffy, I talk about Fluffy all the time from the Helium and other projects I'm in with him. Play Call of Duty at night. He had just got power back yesterday, internet. So he went a week without power, a week without, internet. And then people in Houston were going crazy. I saw it on Facebook, losing their minds. So hopefully everybody's able to recover from that. And see y'all next video.